Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Sunday. Welcome back. We are doing another round of candle reviews, as in candles that I had left over from last year that I never got around to reviewing before January. So let's do it. Both of these reviews today, by the way, will be from Homeworx. And one of them I got from the Homeworx.Shop website. The other is a set of 2 3-wick candles that I purchased from QVC. Unfortunately, the review of the Sugar Plum Dreams, which is coming up next, that particular fragrance is sold out now at QVC. I'm still going to review it because I actually think it's quite a delightful fragrance. And I hope it comes back, so my fingers are crossed. I do apologize if you can hear the wood chipper in the background. There is some yard work happening in the neighborhood, and I've been waiting for them to be done with it, but it's just not ending, and I want to get these videos done, so hopefully the background noise is not too atrocious. But you guys, let's talk about Happy New Year. I am actually at the very end of this particular candle. I will be giving you an overhead shot here towards the latter part of the video so that you can see that I am literally almost done with this one. I think I maybe have 2 hours left or something like that. And I have really enjoyed this particular scent. It was actually my intention to burn this over New Year's, and I just wasn't quite ready for a fruity scent at that point. Plus, I was still trying to, finish up some of my holiday candles. So this one came around a little bit further into January. But this has been a great change of pace for me, and I've actually had a pretty decent burn experience with this one. There was one point with this candle where I was thinking oh no, are we going to die early here? But the candle ended up rallying and it came back, so thankfully an overall positive experience. But let's go ahead and discuss the fragrance notes. We'll talk about what I pick up personally in terms of fragrance notes. We'll talk about strength and throw, and then I'll give you an overhead view so you can see the overall quality of the burn, and yeah, that'll be it. So let's get into it. Your fragrance notes for Happy New Year's are ripe red fruits, peach nectar, creamy vanilla, and sugarcane. So what kind of ripe red fruits are in here, you might be asking? Well, so this is what I get. I pick up some currant, specifically red currant, but I also pick up a raspberry note. And those are really the 2 predominant, quote unquote, red fruit notes that really are what stand out to me here. I'm not sure if there's anything else within that blend. I don't know if it is actually currant and raspberry, or if it's some other, red fruit. But to me, it smells like a nice solid base of a yummy red currant. Not too tangy, not too kind of sour in terms of the currant. A really nice, sweet, probably pretty authentic raspberry. I do get the peach note in this. I am one of those people that really thinks that Harry does really well with peach fragrances, and I love the peach in here. I think it kind of helps to balance the red fruit notes. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so loud. I bet you can hear all of the chainsaws and everything in the background. We're going with it though. Join me for the ride, people. Enjoy what I've been enjoying all day long. These guys started at 7:30 in the morning, so I'm kind of over their shenanigans here. In terms of the vanilla, I do think that there is a delightful creamy vanilla note that does run through this and helps to sort of tone down the red fruit notes a little bit. To me, currants are kind of hard. I have a bad like scent memory associated with currant, but I'm starting to be able to like come around to it again. I do like it when the currant is buffered with something, especially a vanilla, because I do think it takes away a little bit of that tartness, a little bit of that tanginess that currant can be somewhat aggressive with in certain fragrances. So I really like the vanilla that's in here. I don't think the vanilla like overpowers everything. I just think it kind of helps to mellow things out a little bit more. And there is a sweetness to this scent. It is not cloying. It's not overly sweet or disgusting in any kind of way. In fact, I feel like this is a very like mouth-watering fruity scent. It really does smell like fruits, right? Like the fruits that I mentioned, but like a creamier version of those. Like if this were some kind of like a fruit compote situation, maybe with like a dollop of like whipped cream, like this, like if that dish smelled like this, like I would think that it would taste really good. That is, sorry, my words are not coming out right. I feel like, do you guys know what I'm trying to say? I think if this were like a food dish, it would be really delicious. Like it would be yummy is what I'm trying to get across here. I think this is a great blend. In terms of the performance of the strength and the throw, I gotta say it's pretty on par with what we have experienced for most of 2022 from Homeworx candles. I personally anticipate changes in the burn performance of the candles to be more likely to be visible with the spring candles that are going to be released, because candles are ordered quite a bit in advance, especially if the company uses a factory that is not their own to produce their candle products. And that's what Homeworx does, right? Like they farm the actual like making of the candles out to a company that is based in Vietnam. So they send their formulations over there, and the candle making company is responsible for producing all of the product, and then it gets shipped back over to the US to be sold at the various retailers. So whereas a company like Kringle has their own in-house factory and they pour all of their own fragrances. Homeworx does not have their own factory. They farm it out to an established factory that probably already makes candles for other candle companies as well. So with the way that works is, I'm assuming they probably have to get their orders in well in advance. And so once the orders are in, they are plowing through with production to crank out everything that Homeworx orders, and then they ship it on over. So that process is usually a year in advance. So we started seeing a lot of these problems around last winter, at least the major strength and throw problems. I know that Homeworx has had, you know, a slight decline in strength and throw for a couple of years now, but I think it was really starting to be noticeable this last winter when the spring candles were coming out, and, you know, we started testing those. So I anticipate that with the spring releases that we should hopefully see some improvement in the overall burn quality, improvement in wicks, things like that. So cross your fingers. I know mine are crossed. I really hope that Homeworx was listening last spring and was starting to like institute some changes at that point, so that we were going to get back to more of the quality that we are used to with this brand. So going back to the strength and throw of this, the strength I'm going to put somewhere between a 5 and a 6. It is definitely a solid medium, I would say, but it's not a powerhouse by any stretch of the imagination. It's not a 10 out of 10. It's not a 9 out of 10. It's not even an 8 out of 10, but it does have a nice solid medium throw. I can smell this candle when it's burning quite easily, especially the room where I've had it, which has been the front formal living room. It does quite well in there. It does travel outside of that area there, so I would put the throw at around a medium as well. It certainly travels out into the hallway And even when I'm in the kitchen, when this has been the only thing burning towards the front of the house, I can still smell it in the kitchen. It is quite faint. I mean, that's a pretty good distance apart from where the candle is actually located, but I can smell it. So it does have some travel to it, just not, it is not what we're used to from Homeworx, right? But overall, I've had a pretty darn good experience with this one. I've really enjoyed it. If I wasn't on a mission to reduce or whittle down my backup stash of Homeworx candles, I would actually consider purchasing another one of these. The label, I don't know. I would probably peel the label off. It definitely has a very festive New Year's label. You know, there's like the fireworks in the background. The packaging is super cute for a New Year's candle. But like I could see myself burning this particular fragrance like all throughout spring and especially all throughout summer. This kind of smells like a summery scent to me. So I hope it comes back. I would certainly consider repurchasing it in the future just because I do really like the fragrance itself. But right now, with my commitment to whittling the stash down, I am trying to only purchase new fragrances from Homeworx in 2023, just so that I, you know, stay with my commitment. I'm gonna show you guys an overhead view so that you can see where I'm at. Keep in mind, I did just light this right before starting to film, so it may not have completely pulled out, but I want you to be able to see that there were no issues with the wicks. There's no like sooting or anything like that. There's a little bit of residue on the side of the jar, but other than that, this has burned quite well for me the whole way down. So let's take a look. All right, so you can see there, yeah, those, I can almost see the wick clips starting to show there. So after today's burn, I think this bad boy is gonna be done. But you can see there's no scorch marks, there's no sooting. The wax is still the same color that it was. And I have been pretty strict with this one in terms of, oops, sorry about that. I have been pretty strict with this one in terms of making sure that I did not burn this for more than 3 hours at a time. That really seems to be the sweet spot for me with Homeworx. I'm hoping that I can go back to burning the Homeworx candles for a more extended period of time. Hopefully, just because I would personally prefer that. But if I have to keep the burn time at around 3 hours, you know, like I don't think that that's the end of the world. I just miss the days of kind of like being able to let these go. We are not at that point right now, but I have my fingers crossed that we can get back there. So anyway, you guys, let me know your experience with Happy New Year. Let me know what you pick up in terms of the fragrance notes. Let me know about the overall quality of your burn. And yeah, stay tuned for Sugar Plum Dreams. That should be going live here on my channel in a few hours. If this is still available either at Homeworx.Shop or at QVC, I will certainly link it down below if you're interested in it. But yeah, other than that, thanks for taking the time to watch. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.